Morning. It is early, and I'm not a morning person. I would love to be. I really want to be a morning person. I want to be one of those kinds of people that just like gets up in the morning and then like watches the sunrise with a hot drink. At this point in my life, I fear I just have to accept I'm not that kind of person. With yarn shows comes early starts. That's the big downside here. The big downside. Now, despite what my face would suggest, I am very excited about this because I love a yarn show. No, I do. I love a yarn show. Don't like the getting up part, but I need to make myself look like a living, functioning human being. This is the thing, like, I genuinely do. I am excited. I'm very much looking forward to it, but my face is not going to show that for a good hour or so. So I will tell you about today's yarn show while I get ready. I'm being very quiet because of the early hour. We need all the concealer this morning. So today's yarn show is Kernow YAFF, which stands for Yarn and Fibre Festival. I've done Kernow YAFF several times now. It's a really lovely yarn show. It's not the biggest, but it does have just the loveliest atmosphere. It is at the Royal Cornwall Showground, and I do enjoy doing this one. They brought out a spring YAFF for the first time this year, because normally it's this one, it's the autumnal one. Sorry, I've not figured out how to get my tripod to angle down, so you're kind of at a weird angle at the moment. Believe it or not, you're actually resting on two of my crochet pumpkins. Right, what do I do? How do I do makeup? I am quite excited as well because today is the 7th of September, which means this is actually the first yarn show of autumn, or yarn show season, I like to call it. It hits different in autumn, you know. It feels like this is our time, like this is what we've been training for. I'm not like a full face of makeup every day kind of person, purely just because I'm far too lazy for that, but because this is a bit of a day where I've got to be like on and presenting myself, I do like to make sure I'm a little bit more made up for yarn shows and things like that. What time are we on? I need to be in the car by about 10 past, 7:15. I have not got as much time as I thought I did, which I don't know why I'm surprised. I never have as much time as I think I do. For the last several yarn shows, I've wanted to do my hair a little nicer as well, and I've just not had time. And once again, I started out with that exact same plan. I've also realised that at no point during any of this process have I told you what I'm using. Bad YouTube person. I think I woke my husband up. In a ton of events that surprises nobody, I've not got time to do my hair, but I'm going to take my stuff with me and see if I can do it at the venue. If I set up really quickly, I'll just do it in the bathroom. Okay, this is the outfit. It's the same one I wear to a lot of yarn shows. The jeans are H&M, love these jeans, and the top is my Alice T crochet pattern, which just doesn't look the same off a human body as it does on, so I tend to wear it for most yarn shows. And now we're going to have to go and pack the car, but you're coming with me. Okay, we're 10 minutes behind where I wanted to be, but that's not awful. I can deal with 10 minutes. Got Annie in the front seat, strapped in, of course, safety first. Annie the Manny, although she's actually named after a Community reference, if anybody else is obsessed with that show. So it's time to head over to the Royal Cornwall Showground. Well, somehow, despite leaving 10 minutes late, I've actually arrived 8 minutes early. Genuinely no idea how that's happened. I wasn't even rushing anyway, like 10 minutes. I wasn't worried about 10 minutes, but like, I'm not going to complain. Although it did start raining, and as I left the house, I was like, oh, I've not got my jacket. Do I go grab it? Nah, I'll be fine. So, I mean, luckily I'm inside. It's not a big deal, but like carrying stuff to and from the car is going to be annoying. Anyway, time to start unloading. So my stall is all set up and ready, so I'm going to show you around a little bit. So we've got Annie here with a couple of things on because this table's slightly shorter than some of the ones I'm used to, and also like I feel I'm expanding, so I'm running out of room. So on the top we've got my Faye dog snood, which was made for Penny, she loves it. And then on the bottom we have Cordelia. She gets a lot of attention at yarn shows, and deservedly so, because I love her. And then we've got the project bags that my mum and I make, which they seem to go down very well. I did nab one of these mushroom ones for myself because they're so cute. So one of them didn't actually make it to the store. At the top we have my Lily Beret crochet pattern, warmed up by the platinum scarf. So that one's actually a knitting pattern. We've got my Cosette clutch bag there, which is really useful for storing like needle stoppers and stitch counters and like all that kind of thing. Here we have the Sonara headband and the Sonara cowl. The headband isn't actually out for sale yet. I'm kind of currently seeing if I can grade the pattern for a couple of different head sizes, so she's not actually available yet. That mess back there, that's none of my business. And then I've got my Lily bag, same motif as the Lily Beret pattern. This is the Sonara scarf pattern, which is just so squishy. I'm running out of space on my stand, so I do have some patterns just like just propped up. I do have a second stand, but I need to paint it, and there wouldn't be room for it on this table anyway. Little tray of fruitellas, because everybody loves a fruitella, and they're really, really useful to just, you know, get people to come up to the stall without feeling any pressure. My Morwenna hot water bottle cover is there, and then this is my Sylvie shawl pattern. So she is actually my latest release. I only released her in the summer. So yeah, she's got her own little special place there. And then I've got my little wooden stand just so everybody knows who I am. So all set up. Somehow, and I'm not entirely sure how, I've managed to do my entire setup in 45 minutes. So I actually do have time to do my hair, which I've been dying to wear this bow with this top because like the colours just match. So this that I've just got on my arm at the moment, it is the Augustine's bow. I think that's what it's called. That's my hairbrush. But it's so cute. I've got two. I made it in this colour and in like a soft kind of pale whitish grey colour, and they're just so cute. So, and we're going. They're just really cute. So I'm going to try and get this in my hair without dropping any more things. Okay, I'm done. And I've also finally figured out how to tilt the camera on this tripod, so we're all winning today. But look, it's so cute. I love it. Oh, is it straight? I should check that it's straight before I check that it's cute. My priorities are firmly in order. But because I'm so early, I'm going to get a chance to have breakfast now. I actually did bring a little breakfast because I knew I wouldn't eat one before I left. Like, it's too early, like, but I'm feeling good now. I've come to terms with consciousness. It takes a while, and I am all set up and ready. So I've actually got a little time to decompress before the people start to arrive. I've also put a little lip thing on. I'm on the black honey today because like it just matches, and I'm all for the coordination. So I'm gonna have a breather and a drink, and I think I've got like half an hour before we open. So. Barely had time to sit down. I brought my knitting because that's what you do, because otherwise you end up like anybody that approaches your stall, you end up like staring straight into their soul, and that's just uncomfortable for everybody. So like everybody generally has their project that they're working on. So I did bring my knitting, but I haven't actually touched it yet. So I've brought my azalea top that I've been working on, although I've managed to tie it in a knot more than anything really at the moment. So, because I thought, well, I'm only on a stockinette bit, I thought, great, you know, no concentration needed. I can just do it at the stall. But it's been busy enough that I haven't had time, which is good. That's good. It's time for my workshop because I'm actually running a beginner's crochet workshop here today. So I'm in the room, all set up, which which is very nice. So I'm expecting some people to come along, and we're going to have a little crochet session. And I always really like this room as well because it just looks down and you just get to see the main room of the show, and it's so lovely just looking at everybody buying all their yarn and everything. So yeah, I'm gonna go and run a little workshop. This is the first chance I've actually had to sit down and knit, so I am actually having a minute now. It's gotten a lot quieter, so having a little sit down and a breather. It was at 3 o'clock we had the UK phone alert system. So here in the UK we have an alert system on our phones where, you know, if there's an emergency, everybody's phone will go off with this siren, and that was at 3 o'clock, so that was fun. Wasn't actually as loud as I was expecting, but obviously you did hear like sirens going off on everybody's phones, so that was fun. I have also done a little bit of shopping, of course. I got this yarn from Inner Fleece, which is one of the stalls just over there, and I've got a kind of idea about what I want to do with it, but then I say that about a lot of yarn that I buy, so we've got about half an hour before we close, so it is getting quieter, but we're not allowed to pack down until the show closes, obviously, because there are still people coming around. So I'm just going to sit and knit. If anybody does come around, obviously still selling, but yeah, I'm going to have a minute now before the chaos of pack down, because everybody's like racing to get out and get their cars and get by the loading doors. So it is always a bit of a mad scramble, but my stall doesn't normally take that long to pack down because I've not got a huge amount of stuff, so we will see. Whew. That might be a record. That was insanely fast. Because we only closed at 4, but we're done. I'm packed. Everybody's back in the car. Cover your shame, love. And I'm about to head home. Yeah, about an hour's drive home, and then I do take and stock check. Day's not over yet. Whew. I'm home. And it wasn't too bad. January was a little slow because I stuck behind a tractor for a lot of it, but that's Cornwall for you. My husband, still not used to saying that, my husband is making dinner, and I'm going to do a little bit of like stock take and intake just while he does that, because I don't like to leave it. Like, I could leave it, it doesn't have to be done tonight, but I just like to tie everything up as soon as possible so that it's like done and it doesn't like hang over me for the rest of the week. So I'm gonna see how much of that I can get done before he finishes cooking, and I'll carry on after if I don't finish it all now. Right, that is all done, and everything adds up, which is even better. Always nice when that happens. And it does mean that I am officially finished. Well, the stuff's not like away, but that has to go in the attic, and I'm not prepared for that right now. So that will go in when I have the emotional strength and the physical strength to do so. So I'm going to go and have some food and stare at the wall a little bit and do a bit more knitting. Although we've got a full lunar eclipse tonight, so I do want to still be awake to see that. I say that it's like before 10 p.m. but at the moment I can't make any promises on that one. But that is my day exhibiting at a yarn show. I really hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you so much if you've watched all the way to the end. I really appreciate it. And I will see you next time. Thank you.